Today's topic is cyclotron and cyclotron. Okay, the cyclotron is a device to accelerate charged particle in the presence of electric and magnetic field to get higher energy charged particle. So, charged particle, it could be a positive charge or a negative charge. No restriction is there. So how does it work? Let us go to its principle first. What is the principle of this cyclotron? So the principle of cyclotron is that it works on the principle that the frequency of the charged particle is independent of its velocity. It means that the frequency of accelerated charged particle do not depend on the velocity. Okay. So first of all, let me tell you how this cyclotron is made of. It was made in 1923 and 24 by Nernst some person, and he got the Nobel Prize also. So it is made of two hollow disc. Okay, it is made of two hollow disc which is in the shape of D's. Okay, D. So it look like this. This is first and this is second. It is made of two D-shaped hollow metallic electrode. Okay, it is made of two D-shaped hollow metallic electrode like this. So these are hollows, nothing is here, nothing is here. So inside these two metallic D-shaped electrodes there is vacuum, or one can also say there is an air. Okay. So what happens is these two D-shaped electrodes are connected with an oscillator like this. This is connected with, these two are connected with oscillator. And what is the function of this oscillator? Okay, I am going now into the working. Okay, it is made of this, and oscillator changes the polarity of this two D-shaped electrode. So if it is positive, then this will become negative. Now at the second moment, this will become positive and this will become negative. So one can also write this as D1 and D2. Okay, D1 and D2, which is connected with an oscillator. So in between, because of this oscillator, in between the gap of these two D's of this cyclotron, there is a magnetic field. So this is the gap. Sorry, there will be a electric field in the gap, not magnetic field. Okay, there will be an electric field between the gaps. So in between the gaps, what is the direction? It could be in this direction or it could be in this direction. So the direction of electric field is in this, either in this direction or in this direction. So there will be a magnetic field parallel with this disc, not perpendicular. There will be a electric field, sorry, again I am saying magnetic field. There will be an electric field between this two plates in parallel direction like this or like this. Okay, it will change like this. So not in the perpendicular, only in between them. Now if it is positive and if it is negative, then electric field will go from positive to negative like this. Okay, so this is the purpose of oscillator. Now how much will be the electric field inside the cavity? We have studied from chapter 1, application of Gauss theorem, that inside this metallic thing there is no electric field. So it is all about the electric field generated between this in this direction. Okay, in parallel. So electric field is in parallel with the D's. Okay, so electric field, you should always write the electric field are in parallel with the D's. Now there is also a magnetic field passing through the D's in perpendicular direction. So please remember, in this gap there is no magnetic field. In the gap there is no magnetic field. Only in the D there is a magnetic field in perpendicular direction. So it is like this. For an example, magnetic field is in this direction, coming towards us or going along like this. So it may go downward also, but I have considered it is going upward in this fashion. Okay. So magnetic field is not in this between. Magnetic field is passing only through the deck. So number 1 point, the electric field is in between this gap in parallel with this D, and magnetic field passes in perpendicular direction through the disk, not through this gap. So how to accelerate the charged particle? How to accelerate the charged particle? First of all, what I do is I will place a charge, say plus Q, in center of the gap, in center of this gap between these two disks. So first of all, let me consider, because of this oscillator, this has become positive and this has become negative. First case, okay, very fast. What will happen then? There to this positive charge, so this has become positive first, and this has become negative. Okay, these two are same. Here I'm trying to figure this in 3 dimension, and this is 2 dimension. So this, anyways. So whenever there is it means that the electric field will be from this disk to this disk. So this I will call this as D1, and this is D2. So first electric field will be from D1, okay, D1 to D2, okay, because D1 is positive, D2 is negative. Now what will happen to this? This is a positive charge. So in the influence of electric field, it will travel along the direction of electric field from D1 to D2. Now as soon as it enters into the cavity, or as soon as it enters into the cavity from this to this here, inside this cavity there is no electric field, but there is magnetic field. Okay, so the magnetic field here is in this direction, coming like this, and the charged particle is going in this direction. So what is the angle? So this is magnetic field, so this is electric charge in this direction, and this is magnetic field. What is the angle? It is 90 degree. So in the presence of magnetic field, it will experience a Lorentz force. Okay, it will experience a Lorentz force. How much is that Lorentz force? Only in the magnetic field, we know it is QVB sine of theta. And what is theta? It is the angle between V and the B. So the charged particle is going in this direction, and the magnetic field is coming in this direction. So angle is 90 degree. So sine theta is 1, because sine 90 is 1. So this is my QVB. So F equation number 1. So since the angle between this charged particle and the magnetic field is 90 degree, it will undergo a circular motion that we have already studied in the last lectures. So what happens is it will undergo a circular motion. As soon as it passes under this cavity, it will follow a circular motion in the presence of only magnetic field like this. Now whenever it reaches this point, now there is no magnetic field in the gap, there is only electric field at this region. In this region, now what will happen is that because of this oscillator, this will become now negative and this will become positive. Very important thing. Simultaneously, this become negative, this become positive. It is very, very important that as soon as the charged particle get out from this D2 in this electric field in this gap, this will change into positive and this will change into negative. Now if it has become positive and it has become negative, then what will happen? The electric field will go from D2 to D1. Okay, from D2 to D1. So this is my positive charge here coming. So it will go from D2 to D1 in the direction of electric field because the polarity of this electrode is changed. Okay. So whenever it enter in this gap, there is electric field, it will went into the cavity of D1. Now as soon as this enter into the cavity of D1, inside the cavity there is no electric field, again there is magnetic field. So it is coming inside, magnetic field is going like this. What is the angle? Again 90 degree. Okay, it is very simple. So it is coming like this, and inside it has inserted into this disc, and the magnetic field is perpendicular, the 90 degree angle, so it will undergo a circular path. So this is my circular path. Now as soon as it get out from this D1, then what will happen? Firstly it was negative and it was positive. Now in this case this will become again positive and this will become again negative. This is third case. So this will become what? Positive, and this will become negative. It means that the circular motion of the charged particle is synchronized with the frequency of oscillator. Understood? So the motion, circular motion of the charged particle is synchronized with the oscillator. So because of the synchronization, whenever this reaches this point, then this will turn into positive, this will turn into negative. Now if it is positive, if it is negative, then electric field will go from D1 to D2 again. So this is positive charge, will move from D1 to D2, will accelerate it from D1 to D2. Now again it will enter into the cavity of D2. There is magnetic field, angle is 90 degree. One more circle. Okay, one more circle. Now what happens in this case is, as soon as this come here, this will become positive, this will become negative, D2 become positive, D1 become negative. Again the electric field will be from DT to D1 in this direction. So charged particle will come here and it will continue. Okay. So it will make a circle, 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 and it will accelerate, accelerate and accelerate. So whenever it is going acceleration, undergoing acceleration, in first round, if it is velocity is v, in the second round the velocity will be increased to 2v, and third 3v, and in fourth and 4v, and so on. So velocity keeps on increasing. Then what will happen? Then the kinetic energy we know is equal to half mv square. Now if the velocity increases, the kinetic energy also increases. Okay. So once we reach the desired amount of kinetic energy, there is something called deflector, which will deflect this charge, and this will not go into the D, it will go into the target. It will go into the target and it will hit the target. Now what is this target? This target could be an atom. Okay, this target could be an atom or a molecule. So this is all about how it works. So please remember, this oscillator and the frequency is synchronized. Now it is undergoing what? It is undergoing a circular motion. Then what will happen is, this Lorentz force should be equal to what? Centripetal force. It has to be equal to the centripetal force because it is undergoing circular motion. And how much is Lorentz force from this? This is QVB. Hey, सोना नहीं, मत सोना है, पढ़ना है बेटा, पढ़ो, जपो, मत सो. Okay, so this, or I can write this is QVB is equal to mv square by r, centripetal force, and this v cancels with this one of the v. Then QB is equal to mv by r. So this is equation number 2. So using this equation number, we can derive so many things. Okay. First, let me do this like this, or I can write this QB divided by m is equal to V, and I will bring this R here. Okay, R here, M down, V. So what does this mean is, this is not necessary, you don't need to write this. So whenever V increases, R also increases. First, we have got a small r, velocity is small. Second round, large r, velocity will be also large. Okay, it means that if the radius increases, velocity also increases, or if the velocity increases, the radius will also increase. Now let me go to first equation of angular frequency. Equation of angular frequency. Okay, equation of angular frequency omega, and we know omega is equal to V divided by R. Okay, so omega is always V divided by R. Now if you see here equation number 2, think. V by R, I can see here V by R. This is V by R. How do I get? I will bring this M downward, I will bring V by R. So this will be how much is, there is QB divided by M is equal to V by R equal to, you bring this M downward. So this will be my angular frequency. Okay, very simple, nothing is there, but you have to remember this formula from class 11. Okay, now let me go to some interesting name of frequency. So what we know is, we know omega is equal to 2 pi f. What is f? This is also the frequency, which is a linear frequency. So how much will be this? How much will be this omega? Tell me. So omega is equal to 2 pi f. Okay. So how much will be this 2 pi f? This 2 pi f will be equal to Q B divided by M, right? Because this is equal to this, and this would also be equal to this. If omega is equal to 2 pi f, then 2 pi f should be equal to this, because we have got omega this much. Or then how much with the frequency is equal to QB divided by 2 pi M. So this has got very special name here, and this is my cyclotron frequency. QB divided by 2 pi M is called cyclotron frequency. So this is my cyclotron frequency. In board examination, sometime it is asked what is cyclotron frequency, or derive the equation for cyclotron frequency. Now let me go to the equation of time period. Okay, the next is equation of time period, that is T. So we know that time period T is equal to 1 by f. Okay, it is very simple. Now if it is 1 by f, then what I can write is, this will be equal to how much? Is this much? This is 1 divided by how much is frequency? This is QB divided by 2 pi M is the frequency. So what happen is, this will go in the numerator, or I will get, this is time period is equal to 2 pi M divided by QB. So this is all about time period, cyclotron frequency, etc., etc. Now in the first principle, what did I say is, I said that the frequency of accelerating charged particle is independent of the velocity. It is the principle. So if you see here, frequency is equal to QB divided by 2 pi M. If you see here, there is no frequency. There is no velocity. So the frequency is independent of velocity. So we proved it. Now last thing is my resonance frequency. Okay, resonance frequency. So what do I mean by resonance frequency? Is that whenever the frequency of oscillator is equal to the frequency of this charged particle, it is called resonance frequency. Okay, so frequency of frequency or the frequency. So whenever the cyclotron frequency, so I will write this as C. Whenever the cyclotron frequency is equal to the frequency of oscillator, this condition is called my resonance frequency. Okay, resonance, it has got a very huge idea. Okay, but just understand this one. But main thing here is the synchronization of oscillator. So synchronization of oscillator is very, very important. Again, I am saying this. Whenever first it was positive and it was negative electric field from D1 to D2, and the charged particle will go from D1 to D2. As soon as it enters into the cavity, there is no electric field, only magnetic field is present, and the angle is 90 degree. So it will undergo a circular motion. Now as soon as it come out from the D2, okay, so this D2 will become now positive and this D1 will become negative. It means that in this case the D2 has become positive, D1 has become negative. So the electric field will go from D2 to the D1, and therefore the charge will go from D2 to D1 in this direction. Okay, and whenever it enters into this D1, there is no electric field, therefore it will undergo a circular motion. Again, as soon as it gets out from the cavity of D1, then this D1 become positive. Previously it was negative. It will become positive. This will become negative. The electric field will be directed from D1 to D2. So the charge will go from D1 to D2. So please remember the thing which is happening here. The change of polarity is matching with the motion of the charged particle. Okay, so this is my synchronized condition. It has to be synchronized. If it is not synchronized, then cyclotron will not work. Okay, so this is all about the cyclotron. Thank you.